All right, what's up, everybody? All right, what's up, everybody? It's Chrissy Crash here. Super excited to talk today about a topic that is near and dear to my heart, and that is your relationship with yourself. So, as we go through this whole transformation process and we learn how to be fitter, healthier, happier in our life, the foundation to all of that literally comes down to your relationship with yourself. Because I don't know if you've ever heard this saying before, but wherever you go, there you are. And so if there's no good relationship going on with you and you, it's impossible to be able to have a great relationship anywhere else in your life or to really have good things happen, because ultimately your results are going to come from that relationship. So let's get right to it. Now, I love this. So your relationship with yourself sets the tone for every other relationship that you have. Okay, and this is important, right? This isn't a relationship class. You're like, hey, I'm here to like lose weight or get fit or like be a beast, right? But on top of all of that, there are interactions that go on in our lives, whether it's with ourselves or with other people. And in order to be successful, in order to have a successful, healthy life, in order to have a successful career, in order to have a successful athletic performance, in order to have a successful marriage, your relationship with yourself will be the foundation of those interactions with everyone else. And if we don't get yourself handled, then having this transformation inside of this 12-week program is nearly impossible. So let's talk a little bit about how to do this. So first things first, if you don't do this, okay, and the reason I'm saying this is because there's so many of us that we skip past our relationship with ourselves and we go straight to eating broccoli and chicken, right? Or we go straight to doing some burpees. But if you don't have you handled, here's how it's going to end up feeling. You'll never end up with lasting results, which is supposed to be number 4, not the topic, by the way. You're going to end up feeling sad, angry, have longing, frustration, right? You'll end up having feelings of guilt inside, right? When you have a cheat meal, you're like, oh, but if your relationship with yourself is handled, did you know that cheat meals don't feel like crap? They're actually super awesome. And you end up living in the past. We end up living inside of, well, it was this way before, so it's going to be that way forever. Well, I could never keep it off before, so clearly in the future, I'll never keep it off again. And the result is really that you never end up with lasting results. Okay, so this is why we're handling your relationship with you, and you end up like that sad little person sitting there alone behind the if you don't do this, barefoot with a hoodie on, all alone. And that's not going to be you. It's not going to be you. Okay? But if you do this, you end up with results you love forever. Okay? And with that comes the feelings of peace and joy in your life and happiness. And most of all, freedom, the freedom to not feel restricted by a fitness plan or a diet or like your own body, right? And the ability to transform at any time, any moment where you're in it, you're like, oh, like this is not going well. I'm unhappy with my body, or you got that negative chatter in your brain and all that stuff going on. You can transform that at any time with this, okay? So let's get right into it. So forgiving yourself, and this is the first part of this, okay? So forgiving yourself, believing in yourself, and choosing to love yourself are the best gifts one could ever receive. And it starts with giving this gift to yourself. And I'm guessing if you're on here, you're probably someone who's been hard on yourself, said, well, I could never do that. And you get so angry at yourself when you do things wrong. So how do we get over that? Like, how do we not live inside that? Because in order to be super awesome with our health, with our life, with our fitness, with our performance, with our careers, with our relationships, we have to do all 3 of these things: forgive, believe, and love. Okay? So there are 5 keys, according to Chrissy Crash, to an amazing relationship with yourself and anyone else, by the way. All of these work not just your relationship with you, but really your relationship with anyone can be amazing using these. Okay, and we're going to go over each one individually. So first things first, letting go of perfection. Okay, you will never have a perfect relationship with yourself, with someone else, and you're never going to be perfect. You're never going to like be on your meal plan and not screw it up for the rest of your life. You're never going to not miss a workout. Okay, and also, when it comes to your body, you're never going to have like 100% flawless body. Like you're never going to look like a photoshopped person on Instagram. And so if you can let go of that ideal of perfection, that weight that's lifted is so huge. And I'm not saying giving up. Like, I'm not saying like give up on yourself. I'm saying let go of perfection, because perfection doesn't exist. Okay. Number 2 is to check in for what needs to be cleared up. Okay. You know, when we're in a relationship with someone else, it's easy to identify this, right? Like, for example, your husband or partner or wife or whoever, you know, they did something yesterday and it pissed you off. And all the next day you're pissed off at them and you don't say anything and you're just kind of mad. And eventually you come out and you go, hey, this happened and I'm super upset about it. And then you guys have a conversation. People apologize. It's cleared up. Now, we don't do this with ourselves most of the time. When we're in it and on it about ourselves, about how we screwed up our meal plan yesterday or skipped our workout, or, you know, I'm just frustrated with myself for what the scale said or whatever, we don't often check in and forgive ourselves. We don't often check in and see what's in the way of our relationship with ourselves. And so there ends up being all this junk that's in the way, right? Like, for example, you know, I've tried a couple of diets before, okay? So in those diets, you know, I tried a diet. This is the diet that I tried in the past, and it didn't work because then I fell off and I didn't stick to it, right? And then, you know, I was doing this exercise plan, and then I stopped going and I quit this exercise plan, right? And now I'm carrying around all this anger about falling off of this nutrition plan and all this frustration about this workout that I skipped. And then on top of that, God, you know, I can't believe I gained 10 pounds. Like, oh, I'm so mad at myself. And we try to start our new workout from here. And this is like no place to try to start anything new in your life. So we have to like put down all the junk and start from a clean slate. So we have to know what's in the way. What are you carrying around right now that needs to be let go of, that you're being hard on yourself for? Okay? So the third piece of this is putting all that down. It's forgiving yourself for what you need to be forgiven for. And it's accepting that apology from yourself. Okay? Now, the fourth piece is keeping focused on what you want and what's possible. Okay? So when things get tough, instead of focusing on what we don't want, I don't want to be fat anymore, I don't want to be lazy anymore, I don't want to have low energy anymore. Instead of focusing on that stuff, focus on what you do want. I want to feel vital. I want to feel lean. I want to feel strong. I want to have energy. I want to be able to, you know, do 100 burpees at the gym without getting winded. I want to be an awesome roller derby skater. I want to be a super energized, super hot mom. Like, what is it? What do you want versus what do you not want? And identify that and keep focused on it. Okay? And then the third piece is be gentle. You're a human being. You're imperfect. You're going to fuck stuff up, and it's okay. So be kind to yourself when that happens. And when you screw something up, start back at number 1. What was the ideal you had at yourself about being perfect? Do you need to check in with what's in the way that got screwed up? Do you need to forgive yourself for that? And then what's the ideal thing that you do want? Start working towards it and just be gentle with yourself. So let's look at each piece individually. Now, grab a pen and paper if you don't have it already, and go ahead and we're going to go through these. Now, you can pause this video to write this down. Writing this down is incredibly important. So get your personal performance blueprint journal or whatever journal it is that you're using, okay? And you're going to write these in here because you can come back to these at any time. So pause if you need to as we go through them. So first of all, what ideals do you have that are unrealistic? Ask yourself that and write them down right now. Maybe they're things like, well, I want to be 100% perfect at everything and never fall off, and I want to have a 6-pack in like 2 weeks, and I want to be able to run a marathon next month, and I want to look like some super skinny photoshopped model on Instagram. And so what are the things that you expect of yourself that just aren't real? But Also write down, what are some goals that you can create that are attainable and healthy? Okay, where do you want to be? Where's a healthy place for you to be with your body? Where's a healthy place for you to be with how you eat? Right? An unrealistic goal would be, I'm going to eat clean every single day because I have to, versus like, I'm going to eat clean and healthy for my body, and I'm also going to have a balance. Like pizza and cupcakes, I feel personally, are an important part of our lives. And I have a balance of the two. So what's realistic for you? Okay. And then next one, so go ahead and pause if you need to. Pause, take a minute, write some of those down. It's important that you have these on paper. And then number 2, now that you've unpaused, where have you been out of integrity with yourself? Now, what I mean by that is, where did you say you were going to do something and then not do it? Okay. And I want you to make a list, make a comprehensive list. Okay. And I don't mean everything in your life, but when it comes to these areas of health and fitness and body transformation or sports performance, where have you been out of integrity with you? Well, I said I was going to start this training program and then I quit it. And, I said I was going to do this meal plan and then I fell off. Or last week it was like Wednesday and I was supposed to eat like chicken and I ate pizza. Like, really go through your life and ask yourself, where are those areas that you're really hard on yourself? Like, I was trying to lose weight and I'm still at like 50 pounds overweight. Where are the areas that you feel like who you are and what you are is not in alignment with where you feel like you should be? Okay. That's number 2. So pause and take a look at that. Okay. So number 3, is there anything that you need to forgive yourself for? Anything that you need to forgive yourself for? Maybe, is it that sorry, my dog is barking in the background. Joey! So what do you need to forgive yourself for? And I'm willing to bet number 3 has a lot to do with number 2. There's a lot of stuff that you were out of integrity for. You were out of integrity. It's fine. So probably a lot of the things in number 2, you need to forgive yourself for at number 3, right? Clear that space out. And then number 4, write down, what is it that you really want? How do you want to feel? What's your relationships like? What's your relationship with you like? What's your workout routine like? What's your eating like? What's your mindset like? Write it down. What is it that you really, really want? Because I'll be willing to bet that what you really want isn't to eat clean and exercise. What you really probably want is the result that you're going to get from those. So what is that? Because if you don't know and you don't have a strong, just visceral understanding of what it is specifically that you're pursuing over the course of these 12 weeks, it'll be impossible to get it. You can't chase a ghost. So understand, what is it that you really want to accomplish? Okay. And then 5, where can you be more gentle with yourself? So where is it that you could lend yourself a little more understanding? Write it down. Write it down. Pause me if you have to. Where are you so hard on yourself that really, if it was anyone else in your life, you probably wouldn't be that hard on them because they're only human and you expect so much more of yourself? And where do you need to give yourself that little bit more of like, hey, I love you. You're my me. Love you. It's okay. I understand you're going through it. Like, where is that? So write it down. You can pause if you need to. Okay, probably unpaused. Perfect. So let's put this into action. Okay. So based off of everything that you've written down, number 1, create an ideal health goal for yourself. Now, this may not be where you're going to be in the next, 3, 6, 12 months, but what does your ideal health look like? What kind of foods do you eat? What's your relationship with your exercise and your foods and your family and your body? What does that look like for you? Like, what is ideal health to you when it comes to your performance, when it comes to your mindset? What is that ideal, perfect, not perfect, but ideal version of yourself, inside and out? And write it down. Okay, so this is some stuff that you're gonna take and do. Okay, this is like your homework. Number 2, acknowledge any missteps. Okay, so this one is key. So number one, you're getting your ideal self down on paper. Deal life, deal everything. Number two, you're writing an apology letter to yourself for all of the places that you've let yourself down or you've been too hard on yourself, for example. Okay, all of it. Dear Chrissy, I love you so much. Like, write it like you're apologizing to your significant other for something you screwed up on. I love you so much. And I have been so hard on you over the years. And I'm so sorry that, not only have I sworn that I was going to follow these plans that were going to make me super healthy, and then I just fell off. And I'm so sorry because I know I've let you down for who you want to be as an athlete, as a mom, as a significant other. Really write it down. And what's the impact of that? I know that the impact of me doing that has been that we don't get to have the life that we want. So write it all down. I do this, I used to do it all the time. I do it actually more check-ins now, but this is key, you guys. You have to clear out the junk. And when I first started doing this, I had a lot of junk to clear out. So write this letter to yourself and then take it alone and read it to yourself in the mirror. Really read it to yourself and apologize to yourself for all of the shit that you've let yourself down for, all the times you've been too hard on yourself, all of it, and let it go. Okay? And after you do that, you're going to write another letter to yourself and you're going to forgive yourself. Okay? You're going to forgive yourself and accept the apology for all of that stuff. Chrissy, I love you so much. Thank you so much for clearing all of this out of the way. I accept your apology and I just want to move forward together as the most amazing human being who's there for the family, who is the best athlete ever, and just fill our relationship with love. Okay, whatever that is for you, write that apology letter, an acceptance letter, and then you're going to take that second letter and you're going to accept that apology from yourself. Sounds cheesy, but you guys, it's really awesome, I'm telling you. And then after you've done this, now that you're in a beautiful cleared out space, write down your goals for the next 3, 6, 12 months and the next 5 years. Yeah, I said 5 years. Okay. Because it's important to know where you're going. Okay. So where are you going to be in the next 3 months when this whole transformation is over? Where are you going to be 3 months after that in 6 months? Where are you going to be in the next year? Write it all down. Okay. Specifics. And remember to write it down in what you want, not what you don't want. Okay. And with this check-in, you can do this check-in anytime. Okay. Now, if you've been really roughing it out, I recommend sitting down and writing this down. Since this is your first time, definitely write it down. In the future, these check-ins are really huge because if you're going through it, we had a tough week this week. I missed my workout on Monday. And at first I was super in my head, I missed my workout. I can't believe it's Monday. I just screwed up my whole week because now I've started Monday off on the wrong foot. And I just stopped and I was like, hey, it's fine. Checked in, hey, so sorry that we missed the workout. I acknowledge and take responsibility for the fact that I slept in today. And I forgive myself for it. And you know what? Now I'm committed to hitting my workouts every week after. And if I fuck up again, I just forgive myself again. But you have to clear out that space every single time. These check-ins and forgiving of yourself and just letting stuff go is the only way you'll be able to move forward with your results because you'll never be perfect. And if you're holding on to perfection and you're holding on to all the garbage of every time you're not perfect, you're literally just going to be dragging pounds and pounds and pounds of just emotional baggage along with you. So take that time, forgive yourself, get it all out, clean slate. And then whenever you have to, check in with yourself, apologize, forgive, reset intentions, and move on. Because it's the best that you can do for your life for the rest of your life. And with that, I don't know if you can see it there. There it is. So never forget to forgive yourself. And more importantly, always remember to love yourself. So I love you guys. I love myself. I hope you love yourself. But I love you guys. Have a great week. If you need anything, please reach out, comment in the group, message me directly. We love you. And really take this and put it to work. So once you finish the homework, those action steps, write it down, type it up, and then either email it to me or post it in the group for accountability so that we can all celebrate you and all of your wins. Obviously, you don't necessarily have to send us your letter if you don't want to, but obviously you're welcome to as well. So I love you guys. Have a great week. See you later.